Hello everyone, my name is AJ, and yes, I am sick. And this is Halloween, and because it's Halloween, I have merch for you. Me and my friend Ducky worked together to create these 10 little designs that will be available for you to buy as stickers, pins, and keychains until Halloween ends. After that, they are gone. They are available to buy on Ko-fi and Etsy, links in the description. In order for a pack of stickers to be manufactured, they need to be ordered in multiples of 10, so we decided to include a total of 10 characters, the main cast, the season 1 antagonists, Lucifer, and the final one we left for the public to vote for. To make this work, Penchus and the eggs were combined into a single design to make room for the voted character. Something we tried this time that we've never done before is using the exact same palette for all of the merch items instead of coloring them accurate to their real show colors. I used a mostly red palette with an orange, a cream, and a bright green. It really brought all of the designs together and made them feel like a unified set. Vaggy's costume got a few changes, mostly in the hood to make it bigger and rounder and cuter, and I put a tongue on her forehead. Angel Dust's mummy costume was great the way it was, so we pushed his laziness a little bit farther, and by giving him a big spider web to sleep on surrounded by candy stolen from the Egg Boys, and the most deep-fried fat nuggets I've ever drawn. Alistair did get a costume change. In the original video, he was a wizard because I didn't have any better ideas. Ducky had a better idea. We dressed him up as Lucifer.
Why are you dressed like that?
Because it's my costume. All you gotta do is go to the costume store and say, make me look stupid.
Don't stand like that.
Well,
that's the
how you
problem.
stood.
That's not how I stood. I didn't stand like
exactly
that.
With a bald cap and a big clown nose to make fun of him. I also gave the fake shackles some chains to go with them for further mockery of the devil. The pose Ducky put him in is just so freaking good. It is so in character for Alistair. It really does look like Alistair putting on a caricature of Lucifer. Husk got a different costume too. Husk would never wear a costume of his own accord, but Alistair makes him so he consistently gets terrible costumes. Last year I put him in a cat costume, this year he gets a maid outfit. I believe in fan service, and I know my fans well. They want fat, angry men in maid costumes. I fully rendered it once, realized I wasn't happy with it, so I went back in and made the head bigger and gave him more of a slouch so it's not quite as obvious that we reduced the belly to make this pose work. Nifty is a witch because it's traditional, but also because that means we get to put her on a broom and have Kiki with her. Ducky gave her hat a cockroach. I made sure that none of the details got missed, and I nearly ended my life trying to figure out what Kiki's face would look like when her eyes were closed. Ultimately, I decided to go the beak route, where the bottom tooth kind of disappears when the mouth is closed. Nifty's hourglass figure was lost a little bit, but that's okay. It's just what happens when you wear loose clothing. Penchus and the eggs, in reality, would never have coordinated costumes because the eggs can never agree on anything, but in the fantasy world that is the merchandise, I can stretch reality a little bit to make them all match. I wish that I could take credit for the idea, but it was actually Ducky's, Scarecrow, and Pumpkin's. The only egg that isn't a pumpkin is Egg Boy, who missed the memo and showed up as a chicken. Mech Egg Boy is covered in filth as always, Frank stole his candy, Egg is hanging out with a stressed out dad, Shaggy is crying tears of exhaustion from trying to keep everyone in line, and Sneg Boy is about to shoot a crow. The crow is actually a reference from one of my old characters who was a witch's familiar. I believe his name was Parsley, but it's been such a long time that I've forgotten. I really like the way that Penchus' tail turned out. I think it looks spiffy. Adam and Eve's costume stayed the same. He's the headless horseman and she's the pumpkin. They do have a real horse they could have ridden, but a toy horse is easier to take to the trunk or treat in the church parking lot. I really like the way that Adam looks in this palette. He looks like he's made of fire and it's adorable. It's also a teeny hint towards something that's planned for season 2 that you're all really going to like, I'm certain of it. Lucifer's costume stayed the same as well, but Ducky added some patches and stitch work that I really liked to give it some more interest. His costume is a pop culture depiction of himself because he loves himself more than any narcissist ever could. The way that Ducky draws his eyes and face is very cat-like, so I decided to push it a little bit farther by making his hair floofs look like cat ears. We didn't like any of the sketches where the hood was up and covering his hair, it looked really weird. So instead we gave him a headband that covers his wing shards instead. And finally, Velvet. Velvet won the voting in a landslide, with the closest runner-up being Emily. Putting Velvet in a costume is kind of difficult. What the heck do you put a fashionista in for Halloween? It has to be the best looking costume out of all of the characters, otherwise it will destroy verisimilitude. Like when they cast a beautiful actress to play a character that's supposed to be plain or even ugly. Velvet has to be the best dressed character, or at least the weirdest looking one, so that way if she doesn't look good, she at least looks like she's experimenting. We ultimately decided on Cruella de Vil, but we didn't want to go perfect cosplay route. That would be copyright infringement, and also boring. So what we did instead is we gave Velvet a burst of inspiration and an overwhelming desire to bring Cruella's evil designs to life. Coincidentally, I got a burst of inspiration when I was looking for pattern references and discovered Golden Dalmatians, where they have light-colored spots, and I was like, yes. So none of the Dalmatian spots are black. The fur used in her outfit came from 2 hellhounds, and the other rainbow fur was collected from other hell animals, probably. I didn't want to abandon her rainbow theming entirely. Rainbow vomit is a huge part of who Velvet is as a person. She's an over-the-top maximalist with everything. I think with the other characters as context, the color palette does feel like an in-universe rainbow, even though it doesn't appear that way to us. Technically, all 3 of the V's won together, with Vox and Val being eliminated later, but I thought it might be a good idea to include the 2 boys in some little way, so I drew some Hellcats instead. I was going to make them little purse-sized hellhounds, but I haven't designed hellhounds yet, and you know, she's wearing dog fur, so cats. One with a box painted to look like Vox's head, and the other one gets a pimp hat. I'm really happy with all of the designs. I think they look great. This might be my favorite collection so far. I think consistently we've made better and better merch every single time. I wouldn't have been able to do it all without Ducky. There's a link to her Instagram in the description. Make sure to buy some merch if you have the ability. Employees are expensive, and I just hired a bunch to help me with the artwork for the first episode to make sure it comes out on time. Even if you can't help out financially, I super appreciate the support you give me just from watching my videos to the end. It means the world to me, and it super helps out with the channel. An extra special thank you goes out to my patrons: JRDS, CDN Redneck 05, Immortal Jesse, Not 3 Rats, Mercer Scott Holt, Stephen Drake, The Fun Guy, Chase Johnson, Honey, Jay Draws, and Silent Savvy. Thank you all so much for watching, and don't forget to skin the like button to create high fashion. Bye bye!
Long Island potato. Yes, we have no